Man, we about to run this back to back. What you mean Druski's getting canceled now? Druski? Named in the Diddy files? We're gonna be reacting to a video by Jamari. And Jamari has been making content for years now, and I've been watching it for years. I've been subbed, before he hit 1 million. I think I first started watching him, he was probably around like 200, 300K. Shout out to Jamari. He's just really good at breaking down situations like this, so hit that like button and subscribe today. Join the alien armada. All right, is Druski getting canceled?
So Druski has been an up-and-coming star for around the last 4 years. He was ushered into the internet game around the same time as his good friend Jack Harlow, and it was like as Jack was rising up the ranks of music, Druski was rising up the ranks of comedy. During that time, he has become the most infamous skit comedian online, and this has obviously afforded him many opportunities, including his own show, countless sponsorships and commercials, features in movies, steak and Happy Dad alcoholic beverages, a feature on 2K, a comedy.
He is quite literally, and not even physically, one of the biggest comedians in the world at this point now. He is literally everywhere. He's been getting his bag.
Tour, and frequent collaborations with the biggest streamers and comedians in the world. Basically, this man became a cash cow, as Druski
That stream with Druski, Kevin Hart, and Kai Cenat, that was one of the biggest moments in streaming, period.
He has an insane ability to take everyday situations and types of people and turn them into a viral skit or a meme. And his comedy just has this way of reflecting and predicting in real life situations. But now Druski has found himself wrapped up in the Diddy situation, as he and his friend and popular wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr., have been listed in some of these Diddy
And this is really coming to bite him in the ass. This whole thing right here, this skit. But if you watch this video back, it is so weird. Diddy is making the strangest face. And I'm sorry, Diddy is absolutely disgusting. Outside of all the freaky allegations with oil, the man is on video beating Cassie to a bloody pulp in the middle of a hotel lobby. Okay? Diddy is actually as despicable as they come.
Accusations. But the claims they are throwing around
don't even get it. Look, this is the weird face I was talking about. Don't even get it twisted. Don't get it twisted for half a second. The real villain right now is Diddy.
Here are honestly so outlandish that it almost makes this hard to believe. Now, yesterday was when this bombshell would hit the timeline. In the matter of Ashley Parham versus Sean Diddy Combs, an amended complaint names 2 more plaintiffs and several additional defendants, including Odell Beckham Jr., Druski, and a myriad of other people. So previously it was just Ashley Parham versus Sean Diddy Combs, and then a couple John Does that were not listed, and now those John Does, the main ones, have been listed as Druski and Odell Beckham Jr. In total, Druski's name is actually listed 45 different times in this lawsuit, but these are the key details that really make everyone think that this is pretty far-fetched. Defendant Diddy then instructed another defendant Doe to also violate plaintiff defendant Doe, who has been determined to be defendant Druski, is what they're alleging. They say instead of immediately...
My question to you is, maybe this is like the public version of the lawsuit, but I swear to God, when I look at stuff like this, I usually see full names, actual names, real legal names. They don't say Diddy over and over again in the document. I'm pretty sure they name him by Sean Combs. So why are they only saying defendant Druski? I'm pretty sure anyone could Google his actual government name and throw it in the doc. That should be public information anyway. The guy's famous. So what is happening here? I don't trust this at all. I feel like this isn't real. I don't know if this, these allegations are even real. I don't even know if, what he's reading is an actual legal document at this point.
Violating the plaintiff, defendant Druski doused plaintiff with more oil and lubricant, and then jumped on top of the plaintiff's naked and oiled body, treating it like a slip and slide.
Come on, be fucking for real. be be for real. Just read this out, and I'm gonna read it. Instead of immediately R-ing plaintiff, defendant Druski doused plaintiff with more oil/lubricant and then jumped on top of plaintiff's naked and oiled body, treating it like a slip and slide and knocking the wind out of plaintiff due to his enormous size. Come on, bro. This is a shit post. Come on. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. I just feel like as a jury member, if I'm in the jury and I have to hear this out loud, not only am I wouldn't be able to contain myself in the courtroom. But I just feel like I would question the witness statements. I would question this entire thing. That sounds so ridiculously stupid. But hey, what if all this is wrong and Druski really on that type of time? This is the most diabolical villain of all time.
And knocking the wind out of the plaintiff due to his enormous size.
Diabolical.
So they're saying Druski was in there slipping and sliding all around. Defendant Druski then caught himself from sliding over the plaintiff's oiled body and off the bed. He then began violating the plaintiff through her reproductive parts. While Defendant Druski was violating the plaintiff, Defendant Diddy sat in a chair near
Defendant Diddy. See, this is what I'm talking about right here.
The bed and began pleasuring himself while recording plaintiff's violation by Defendant Druski. Another party's phone fell on the bed near the plaintiff. The plaintiff then attempted to grab the phone, but it slipped out of her hands and onto the floor due to the oil/lubricant that had been doused all over her person by defendants Diddy and Druski. Obviously, at this point, the baby oil is infamous in this Diddy case. For those of you who don't remember, they claim that they discovered over 1,000 bottles of laced baby oil in Diddy's house.
And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Defendant Diddy began laughing at plaintiff's attempt to grab the phone.
I'm telling y'all, Diddy was actually evil. I know we do a lot of jokes. The oil, it sounds wild. It sounds actually just so outlandish that people are laughing. But that man is evil. That is evil.
Throughout this violent gang violation, Defendant Diddy made constant belittling remarks to plaintiff, including that he owned her now. When Defendant Druski was finished violating the plaintiff, Defendant KK entered the room to examine the condition of the plaintiff, who was barely able to move or control her bodily functions. And they say this is when they attached her to an IV and pretty much brought her back to life, made sure she wasn't gonna die. And that was apparently when Diddy, Shane, who is apparently the man who introduced Diddy to this person, KK, Odell, and Druski then exited the residence to the backyard where they smoked marijuana and cigarettes. And so obviously this
all sounds so outlandish, but if this woman is really coming out here and is saying this and is going on trial, putting her face and name on record, saying that this was what happened, I want to believe it, only because Diddy is he's just such an evil dude, man. What I saw with my own eyes is enough for me to be like, okay, he might be on that timing. But Druski, the Druski aspect of this just seems so strange. Like I said, why aren't they using his real name in any of these documents?
This all had the internet going absolutely wild. Of course, people immediately started resurfacing old clips of Diddy hanging out with Druski.
Yeah, this is so weird.
They were basically saying that this clip hits different now.
Even him walking in the way he did was weird. He didn't even do it in a joking way. He did it in a sinister way. There's nothing funny about this video.
As it was also rumored that Diddy had been lacing drinks at his infamous parties.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This clip. I paused at the worst time. There's a whole jump scare. But yeah, nah, Diddy. I'll be honest, Diddy makes me sick to my stomach, yo.
Shot.
Druski was also asked at one point what it was like to attend these Diddy parties.
You ever been to one of Diddy parties?
Yeah, I've been in attendance. Hey, what the fuck you smirking for?
You saying that?
I've been in attendance.
We just asking regular
That's all
questions.
I said. That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance.
We never been. We just asking.
We just asking.
Yeah. As soon as you asked, he said,
You had fun?
I ain't seen that.
yeah, you did. Huh?
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, he's deflecting heavy. He's deflecting so hard. I'm not even gonna hold you. The way he is deflecting the questioning and the way he's trying to make a joke out of it, when like they aren't joking, they are like he just straight up asked them, is so suspicious.
It was a party. I wasn't at one of them parties.
Wait, say that about party.
Now this is way like I don't know when this came out, but I'm gonna assume that this clip is before these allegations even surfaced, like before the baby oil and all that. But I know like the industry had been saying stuff about Diddy's parties for years.
What parties you talking about? I have been in attendance at a Puff party. You know what I'm saying? I've been in attendance. Yeah, I went. Yeah, the party I went to, it was girls turn up. You know what I'm saying? The regular. You know what I mean? Other celebrities and shit. Yeah,
That's what you do.
Now, obviously, Druski does like to troll. Yes, his body language became a little bit uncomfortable, but you do have to keep in mind that thousands of different people have been to these Diddy parties, allegedly, and obviously when they're all asked about it, they all say, well, you know, I went to the Diddy party, but I didn't go to, like, the Diddy party, like the behind the doors party that was going on. So then I started questioning, well, what was Diddy's real relationship
Stop,
with
Jabbar, you can't keep doing that, bro. That's a straight up jump scare, man.
Druski? And as you guys can see here, back in 2021, Druski did have this show called Sneaking In with Druski, and upon further inspection, you can see that this was airing on
Revolt's owned by Diddy.
Revolt, which was a media network that was primarily owned and founded by Sean Diddy Combs. And although he no longer owns any shares in the company, back in 2021, he was still running that shit, and he presumably gave that opportunity to his boy Druski. I also thought that this little tidbit was interesting because Odell Beckham Jr. and Druski have been friends for quite a few years now. Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. struck up a friendship with Druski upon finding his videos and invited the comedian to stay at his home during the COVID-19 pandemic. And obviously, the pandemic was back in early 2020, and that's where these dates really start not matching up because the defendant is saying that this happened on March 23rd, 2018.
Yeah, see, look. Oh, yeah, no. Druski, don't get me wrong. Maybe Druski had some kind of motion in 2018, but he wasn't the Druski we know now. He was not famous enough to be at a Diddy party back in 2018. I think that makes this even more like some bullshit. I'm not even gonna lie. And it makes sense if Druski is nervous while answering questions about the Diddy party because it's a serious subject, and he was trying to use humor to deflect to make it like not so serious. I hate to say it, but this person might even be low-key racist. They like, think about it. They just accusing just some big black oil dude that jumped on you. You're just gonna immediately say it was Druski? Like, come on now. There's all kinds of big black dudes out there.
Way before Druski was even remotely famous or known online, where the defendant says that this guy Shane invited the plaintiff over to his home to assist him with his cancer medications because he stated he was weak and unable to open his medications. She says upon her arrival that this guy Shane wanted to give her a ride in his new car, and she says this is when this guy Shane pretty much set her up for the violation that allegedly involved Diddy, Druski, and OBJ. Now, much like with Jay-Z with his recent Diddy accusations, Druski would respond swiftly to this filing, where he says the allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke and living with my mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation, so the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for actual victims of abuse, but I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to peddle false narratives.
Okay, now that right there is a solid response. That is keeping it 10 toes. That is standing on business. He's not taking anything away from actual victims. He's not treating this like a joke. He didn't come out with a skit. He responded on his public platform, and he stated a very clear contradiction in that the date that she listed that this happened, he was not a public figure. Make it make sense.
So he kind of has the same stance that Jay-Z had back a couple months ago, saying this whole thing is a bunch of bullshit and the timeline isn't even really adding up. And of course, when something like this comes out, you're gonna have a lot of people running with the story. Like this tweet that went viral where this girl says, I can't believe hashtag Odell Beckham Jr. and hashtag Druski are in this new Diddy lawsuit taking turns violating this girl. Wow. You had other popular hip-hop and media pages saying Druski did what? The same sentiment is shared here.
I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this bullshit, yo. This culture of the instant reaction first without looking into anything and then trying to go back and retract it later is so ass. People like this, like these people might actually be real running these accounts, but all the people replying might not be, and usually aren't. Like you go into the replies and they're all a bunch of verified check marks of people that don't even exist, like literally don't exist, and they're just pumping up the numbers of whatever tweet they're on because they're bots. Because the whole X platform got ruined once Elon took over. Now the bots run everything. You got people looking at the likes and the views and the numbers and ignoring their critical thinking skills.
Ironically, including this misinformation meme. Then you had people using Druski's own skits against him, like this guy who says there's no way that this Druski shit is real. Shit! Basically saying that was Druski's reaction to this information. Another user says Druski after someone didn't give him consent.
This is so annoying, yo. I think also, like, when I saw this like happen with Dream, like in real time, I think that's what like really turned me over to the other side of it. Where like it's so hard to take people seriously now because of that. Like y'all do so much disservice to victims.
This guy specifically seems to really be leading the charge when it comes to these Druski jokes about this very
Brezzy, just trash accounts.
Serious situation. He says Druski's lawyer right now.
We got good and bad news. Good news, we got your payment, buddy. Bad news, they gave you life. Sayonara.
So yeah, it's just crazy to see this guy's own skits and various statements being used against him at this point, even if it is a joke. These are the type of things that people try to get off online, and they do end up going viral. And it's really all just for a couple little Twitter shekels and a little bit of clout. Like
you know, they put steak ads in the post, and then Elon made it to where if you subscribe to his platform, you get paid. So you get paid a little bit for people basically rage baiting. Like you get paid for rage baiting now. So that means people are posting bullshit. It's an actual literal incentive to just post some BS. And now you have some accounts that are kind of cool, like NBA Centel, or like there's like another one that's like there's a couple like parody accounts of official accounts that post BS, but they're clearly doing it in a facetious manner. And it's done in a way that's like they got like the real account's attention because of how funny they do it. It's another thing to just be on a wave posting bullshit, hurting actual victims by perpetuating false narratives.
Now here is a clip from 4 months ago of this news network and of the lawyer representing this woman, Ashley Parham, in this case, and now these other two Jane Does, speaking on behalf of her client and the entire situation.
Well, her attorney says she was in her 30s at the time of this alleged violent attack.
Okay, Fox 2 San Francisco. Okay.
It happened just about half a mile away from the Orinda police station here in a quiet neighborhood about 6 years ago.
Wait, Jamar, you're not in the Bay, bruh. Are you in the Bay?
Just like this claim, the others will fall apart because there is no truth to them. Sean Combs has never essayed or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. No number of lawsuits, sensationalized allegations, or media theatrics will change that reality. We will continue to fight these baseless claims and hold those responsible for these false claims. This is just the first of many that will not hold up in the court of law. And that's why I have the feeling that this entire thing is a bit of a smokescreen. Because if you have enough of these outrageous allegations coming out, it allows you to kind of start poking holes and giving a little bit of reasonable doubt to accusations that could actually be legit.
That is a very smart and poignant observation, Jamari. Essentially, it's the shiny keys. We're easily swayed by whatever the newest revelation is. And by making everyone focus on this, that obviously seems pretty false and weird and strange and outlandish, it just takes away from the seriousness of the real allegations and the actual truth of the matter. They want them to keep poking holes. That way they can make this all seem like a meme, all of it is a joke, and then he can have his comeback. And that is not what we need. We need this man behind bars and underneath the prison.
It's just the way they describe the entire series of events just seems a little bit too outlandish for me personally to believe. And I think that it could definitely hurt real victims in this case. Either way, I want to know what you guys think about these accusations down below. As always, also want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman.
I'm already subbed.
And some other lawsuits out here need to be covered. So I'm out. Peace.
That was Druski being canceled. I don't really see it. I don't believe the allegations personally, but maybe more evidence will come out and that might change my opinion and I'll have to eat my words. But the whole thing just seems so ridiculous. Shout out to Druski. I feel like his statement was solid. It was solid for a person who's innocent. Y'all let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're not part of the Armada. I'll see everyone in the next video. Peace.